Destiny. Here we have another amazing hair tutorial. So you will learn how to achieve effortless, flowy, heatless curls. So we can say that they're curls, we can say that they're waves, but whatever they are, they're just oh so gorgeous, oh so lightweight, oh so flowy, simple, amazing. I received comments and messages on my previous video and also just on social media, and I received so many compliments when I went out and I wore my hair like this. So many people thought that either one, my hair was fake, and they definitely thought that I used heat. So you make sure that you watch the rest of this tutorial so that you can see how to achieve these gorgeous, effortless, but most importantly, heatless curls. So the lighting has definitely changed on us just a little bit, but that is okay. If it just so happens that I have to record this video for you another time, Team Destiny, then you know that I will, because I'm so dedicated. Like, prime example, I have, you know what, I'm just going to start getting to combing my hair out. I have just a slight cold. I know that you've been praying for me. I definitely know that much. I know that you've been praying for me. So like I said, I have a slight cold. But regardless of the fact that I have this cold, I am still recording. I'm still studying for the LSAT and all of that amazing jazz. So this is everything. I'm going to show you everything that you need to do for the time that, for basically when you need to put your hair into those beautiful unicorn buns. You know why I say unicorn buns? Because look, that hairstyle the hairstyle that you are going to have to wear for quite some time, or at least until the buns are dry. It looks like, what is that dinosaur called? Like a stegosaurus? That's so funny. It looks like a stegosaurus, but you know what? It reminds me more of Psalm 92 verse 10, where it's like something to the extent of my horn shall be anointed like the horn of a unicorn or something like that. Or my cup shall be anointed with fresh oil. I know that Psalm 92 references a unicorn. So, whatever it is, it might look a little funny, it might look a little awkward, but hey, it definitely works. So before you put your hair into your buns, first thing you need to do is make sure that your hair is just combed out slightly. Now, I think that this hair by itself is just stunning. Look at this. Now, this is flowy. It's less defined. It's definitely still flowy, but it doesn't have as many curls. You see? It doesn't have as many curls as what we are definitely going for. So this is what you need to do. I already have my hair parted to the right, but actually, you don't really, you technically don't need to part your hair at all when you are putting your hair back into the buns. But here's part of the reason why you should. You should because when it comes time for you to take your front bun down, you are going to decide whether or not you want your part to be to the left or to the right. And so this is where, you see, like this way, or, oh, this looks, you know what? See, I can tell that that's not where, if I were to wear my part to the, if I were to wear my hair to the left, that's not how I would want it. Let me see. But it's totally up to you. You don't have to part your hair in the front. You don't have to, but it's optional. So see, look, you can wear it either to my hair to the right, or you could take it and wear your hair to the left. But to be honest, you really do not have to part at all. Like if you don't want to, like even if you, like I'll show you. If you don't want a part that's too defined, then you don't have to have a part that's too defined. So all you do is just take your hair and twist it like this. You don't even have to use clips for this. I used to use clips, but then I found that they would just come out, and sometimes the silver clips were just, they were too high maintenance, you know. So I just said, you know what? I'm not even being bothered. I just tucked this under a little bit. I said, you know, I'm not even being bothered with these clips. But I will say that this hairstyle, it looks quite funny. But for these effortless, heatless curls, it actually is, for me, from what I found, it is the best way to actually achieve these curls. And this is how you make sure that you don't really have to clip. You just pull slightly. You're not anything too dramatic. And you just ensure that you wrap the bottom tail underneath the whole bun. Okay? Wow. Wow. Song 92 is really in effect. Okay, so for the rest of the hair, all you're going to do is use your thumbs and then go back like this. That's how you literally are going to section your hair. It's no need to try to have perfect sections. That is the effortless piece about this. Also, if you try to have perfect sections, then what's going to happen is you're going to have parts all throughout your hair, and that's not good. That's bad. That's not what you want. So that's why, like I said, like with this top piece, the very front bun, you don't even really have to part your hair. But that's just optional. But you just twist, and hopefully with this one, you will really be able to see how I wrap the tail around. But this is just so amazing. You know, I actually found, I'll tell you a little secret. When I started to, you know, God has always been a part of my life. See, that was like the perfect wrap right there. But when I really started to strengthen my relationship with God, and, you know, probably around teenage years, when I devised my hair methodology, because my hair really, it's been a little longer than this actually before. But I can just tell with the strength and the growth and how everything is around. You'll see where I'm going. Stay with me. When I started to strengthen my relationship with God, I just noticed that so many things just started to fall into place. And folks ask me all the time, Destiny, how is your hair so long? How is it so healthy? How did you grow it? And, you know, it really starts with Him first. And then the steps will be ordered in their way. And the methodology that I devised, or that I just learned, that really came to fruition and came to life the more I devoted my time to, you know, reading God's Word and understanding that really less is more. The less I do to my hair, the better. Prime example, if the more heat you apply to your hair, the more damage it will become. So literally less is more. And that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your hair texture is with that, whether your hair is like super fine or super kinky and coarse. It doesn't matter. The more heat you apply, the more heat damage you will have. So really just appreciating what you have. That's why these curls are so amazing, because they're heatless. This style does look great on hair that, let's say like I had, either it's blow dried and you do this, or because when I get my hair trimmed, I always have it straight. Part of the reason being because when the hair is, or when my hair is curly, you know this, it shrinks. The shrinkage is definitely real. And the length, the full length is not really apparent. So to ensure accuracy, I get it trimmed when it's straightened. So usually when you see my hair straight, you know that a trim has always accompanied it. So once my hair gets like oily a little bit, like it starts off really flowy when I first straighten it. And then the oil begins to accumulate. And once the oil begins to accumulate, I usually do this hairstyle And I usually curl it or wave it the natural way. Like when I say that, I'm talking about like, you know, styles like this. You know, just to give it some body. If you want to see how my hair looked before, if you want to see how my hair looked before I actually had these curls, then just watch week 8 braces update. And you'll see exactly how my hair looked. But getting back to what I was saying, when I began to really strengthen my relationship with God, that's really when my hair began to flourish in ways that I never knew that it would. I'm really telling you, I mean, it's such a blessing. I said, you know what? It's really the intangible that matters, the intangible and the tangible. I told myself in devotion, I said, I'm going to spend, every time I do my hair, I am going to at least spend 30 minutes doing my hair. Just to appreciate it and care for it and not look at it as if it's a burden. And like I said, this was when my hair was much shorter than this. I said, you know, 30 minutes at least, because so many women and girls, they think that, you know, their hair is better if it's in some other way other than what God has given. And some women and girls also treat their hair as if it's a burden, like, oh my gosh, I have to always cover it, or oh, I have to always wear braids, or oh, I have to always wear a weave because I just get, you know, it's like this begrudging spirit rather than an appreciative spirit. So when I really adapted that appreciative spirit and just a humble spirit, it was like, wow, my hair really just started to flourish and blossom. So now, I want to tell you something. I know that you will be inclined, because I tried this out many years ago. For this last section, I know that many of you will be inclined to just take these 2 pieces here, twist, 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 and have your twist, and you wouldn't even finish your Stegosaurus/unicorn hairdo. However, that is not going to give you the maximum effect and look that you want. Because, believe it or not, when you separate it like this, for some reason, the curls do not look as good in the back. With this, it's like you're not creating, it's like seamless parts. You're not creating any sort of parts in your hair. Quite naturally, but unintentionally, you go like this, you're creating a part right in the middle. And then you're twisting this piece one way and twisting this piece the other way, so it's just not going to look right. So that's why you just have to continue with your unicorn hair. So yeah, I mean, as I was saying, really adapting a cheerful spirit is just so priceless. And you would be surprised, my loves, how many males actually confront me and they say, you know what? Or they buy the hair book for their daughter or for their wife, or they gift that to whoever they like, or even also just even when I was in college, just all the time. You know, men in particular, they say, you know, and these men from all different walks of life, all different shapes and sizes and ethnicities, they say, you know, I really wish that my girl or my mom or my sister or whoever their female loved one is, I really wish they appreciated their natural hair. Or they say, you know, I really wish my girl wore her hair natural more. And I think that a lot of women don't understand that. Like, you know that there's, well, I would hope that you know that there's confidence and appeal in loving who you are. Whether your hair is just super fine or whether it's just super curly. And of course you have different options to wear your hair in weaves and in braids and things like that. But like I said, I just learned that sometimes less is more. You know, this is like a side note, but one time this woman saw me. She said, "Oh my gosh, your hair is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. What do you do?" We were talking. She was a very lovely lady. She had quite a very joyous spirit about her, but she took off, she had a hat on, and I was like, I couldn't really see what her hair was, what it looked like, but she took her hat off, and around her hairline was pretty much like gone, and she said, "You see this?" And I was just quiet, and she said, "This came from years of weaves, sewing and glue, and also braids." And she said, "I would just advise," she said, "I really appreciate what you're doing, and I would just advise any young girl to never, just to stay away from weaves and braids." And you know, so many people, you say that, it's like, "Oh no, it's about the method, it's about how you apply it." But let me tell you something. She had wisdom, and I truly believe that. Maximum hair, strength and growth and luster, especially the hairline and the edges. Just, think about it. If you take a plant and you put glue on a plant, or you try to sew up the leaves and the roots and put a paper bag over a plant, you compare that plant to another plant that's just in its element, natural and free, with barely any sort of unnecessary touching and stimulation and all types of things on it. That plant that's just doing its thing without the paper bag over it, or with glue on it, or with other things attached to it, or other things pulling on it, the plant that doesn't have all that is going to flourish and nourish so much better than the plant that does. I mean, it really is common sense. And some people say, well, it's about the method with weaves. I agree with that. That has some truth to it. But I'm just going to go out there and say it, that people ask me all the time what I do, if you continuously wear weaves and hair braids for years upon years upon years, and you take your hair out, you will wake up, you'll be 40 and 50 years old, and you will say, "Goodness gracious, I wish I just kept it simple and embraced my real hair and did not spend all that money to cover my beautiful, gorgeous hair, and now my beautiful, gorgeous hair and my hairline is basically gone or balding." So that's like supreme enlightenment keys. Some people won't tell you the truth. Misery sometimes loves company. They will not tell you the truth. They will keep the keys to themselves, and they will have on their beautiful wig and their beautiful hair extensions. And underneath those hair extensions, it will not look like a pretty sight, but they will still make it seem like they're confident in what they're doing. It really is important to just appreciate what it is that you have, and if you decide that you are wearing, if you're wearing weaves or braids, synthetic braids extensively, then just know that it will take a toll on your hair. I know this from experience. I know this from personal experience, generational experience, and also just common sense. It just really, it is what it is. And quite naturally, we know that we continue to pray for all of our beautiful women who have died, who are battling life-threatening illnesses that may impact their hair growth, and their hair strength, and also their hair density. But I have some women in my family who have battled cancer, and them and also other women, they actually love and appreciate the fact that they love our message, to just appreciate what you have when you do have it, and to take care of it. That's really a priceless blessing. Like I say, less is more, and just having that outlook. So basically, once your hair is all done, like this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buns, you spray. You spray the left side, and you also spray the right side. I don't think the camera got this part, because I was recording, and for some reason, I can't really hear when the camera cuts off. It's really challenging to hear when the camera cuts off. So you spray the left side, you spray the right side, and then you spray the top. You really don't need to use anything other than water, really. But you want to just ensure that your buns are damp. If you do not have a spray bottle, you can simply Dip your hand in water and then cover the first bun. Dip your hand in water again and cover the second bun. And then continue all the way until you have finished your buns. I would say that you need to make sure that you have more than 4 buns, but less than 8. Okay, so I would say that 6 is the perfect number. I usually always, yes, 1, 2, this one is quite protrusive. 1, or protruding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I always usually have 6. That's usually always what I do. I put my headscarf on, and that's pretty much it. And I sleep just like this. And when I wake up in the morning, I take my hair down, I untwist it like this, and you see how beautiful this is in a sense where no clips or anything needed. No clips, nothing. And really not even any product. Just your hair, your beautiful mind, your spray bottle, and your hands. And that's pretty much it. So gorgeous. Oh yeah, Psalm 92 is definitely in full effect. And it is almost like so dark outside. But I'm going to say this again, the white balance feature on iMovie is broken. Every time I go to click that, it just crashes, which is really weird because I've updated iMovie and I've updated the software. So we'll just have to see what that's all about. The lighting is so iffy, but it doesn't matter. I have the sniffles just a tad bit, but regardless of that, after you have ensured that your buns are fully dry, I usually sleep in this hairstyle. And most would assume that it is uncomfortable to sleep in, but believe it or not, the buns are pretty flexible, and you can also sleep you can sleep however you like to. But you just start taking them down. Look at that. See, oh, look at this. This might be my best yet, Team Destiny. Oh my goodness. And as you can see, I didn't even have to use any clips. I didn't use any clips for this. I mean, you can use clips. I used to use clips when I first used to do this. However, I've learned that over time, you don't have to use clips. Okay? It's all in the methodology. It's all in the method, the way in which you wrap your buns. Some people call them buns. Other people may call them, well, they kind of favor Bantu knots just a tad bit. Okay? And this is so amazing. I'm going to tell you why I like this hairstyle. For one, I love the fact that it's heatless. You see the buns are just falling by themselves. But also, I just adore this hairstyle because with this front here, it almost appears as if I have layers, and I don't have layers. My hair is cut blunt, like totally even. Okay, so now that you have all that down, you just use your fingers to comb through it. It's really pretty and flowy too. And you just, you unravel like so. You definitely do not want to brush the curls or the waves out. I usually always find that sometimes I'm like, oh man, I should have, or oh my goodness, I should have curled the back more. I don't know why, but it just seems so, it's easy to comb, not to comb, it's easy to, for some reason for me, it's so easy to curl, or should I say like roll the front. But then I say, you know what? It still looks really pretty because look how gorgeous this is. It's just effortless and flowy. And then this is my favorite part. I'm about to show you when I undo this part here. My mirror is to my right. This is my favorite part here. So I might have to, sometimes I just put this back. Whoa. And then I normally decide, now sometimes I can wear this in the middle. This might not want me to, because sometimes the way that the hair falls, it might not want to go in the middle. Like I can tell, like right about now, that it probably does not want to go in the middle. And if I do that, it probably will mess up my wave or my curl. So what I'll do is, I will just let this go to the right side. Now sometimes you can play with it and you can see, ooh, does it look better on the left or does it look better on the right? I can just tell that this is effortlessly looking better on the right side. Okay, so you see this? You see these curls here? This looks so stunning. I just love this hairstyle. And I can't believe that you literally can get these curls and these almost like effortless body waves without heat. Now, of course, the tighter that you roll your buns, the tighter your wave or your curl will be. And quite naturally, the looser you roll your buns, the looser your curls or your waves will be. So this is just gorgeous. God is so good. He definitely is so good all the time. It is so important for every female, every woman, every girl to know that, your God-given hair is so gorgeous. Whether it's naturally curly, whether it's naturally wavy, whether it's naturally straight, whether it's naturally curly. I think I said that already, but let's say it again. Whether it's naturally kinky, your God-given hair is so gorgeous. You're beautiful just as you are. Some people may say, you know what? They may say, so what? Who cares? Who cares? It's just hair. And you know what? I say, you know what? Appreciation. We appreciate everything that God gives us. That's why we should care. And I know that our good Bible tells us that in everything we should give thanks. So in everything, my loves, we are giving thanks for what it is that we do have. There was a time, and I share more about this in my hair Bible. There's really nothing like it. It's totally unprecedented. But there was a time when my hair just seemed like it was stagnant. I never thought that my hair could grow 28 plus inches long and counting. I'm the only person in my family with such long hair. Some people say that it's just genetics, and that is partially the truth. I used to think that too, but a lot of the times it's more of the methodology, what you're doing to your hair, how you're caring for your hair, how you're treating your hair, and just, are you really connected and in tune with God first? Because once you are in tune with God first, all things will prosper, and all things, including hair growth, will manifest to you just so naturally. Did you hear that word? So naturally and effortlessly, just like these heatless, effortless curls have done for me. And I pray that this hair tutorial touches you and your children and your beautiful girls, and touches just so many beautiful women for generations and for generations to come.